Hi, you guys. Welcome back to my channel, Trusted Gems, Spiritual Justice Gem, Goddess Quita. Or you can call me Quita. Either one would do. I answer to both. Please like, share, subscribe, donate, all that good jazz. Um, I'm just going to make this quick video because Spirit put it on my heart about why the Egyptians and a lot of cultic and Kabbalistic um, pattern themselves after the, if you know the pyramids, that's in the shape of the woman's, vagina, the outside of it, the pyramid. If you look at it, it's those types of shapes is all through nature and life. A lot of times, what these people understand and what they understand, just like Jesus in the Bible, represents the fish. What all this have in common is that they understand. If you hear stuff in the background, I have kids. It's after 4 p.m. on a Sunday, so just bear with me. But what you guys need to understand, they understand how to be in alignment with what they were creating and what they were doing at the time. Because if you work against the universe, if you work against the feminine energy, I don't care what nobody say, is more powerful and stubble than the masculine energy. The masculine energy is powerful and is in your face, but the feminine energy is more subtle, stubble. That's what I was looking for, stubble, and it's more powerful because it creeps up on you. That's why the moon is more like a womb, and the sun energy is that's more like masculine energy because it's in your face. The sun is rah rah rah, but the moon energy is like the female, the subconscious, just subtle but powerful because you don't know what's what, and you have to be able to discern what's what. And these people know how to manifest and how to create using the feminine, either the body parts of the feminine or whatever they're trying to create. That's the reason why they will use the certain symbols as they use them. Like the ankh is like, the ankh represents life and fertility, the woman, the womb, and the cross represents Jesus. It represents the male. So you have to understand there's always a female and male in life, and when you understand that, then you understand Egyptian, the Bible. That all go hand in hand. You understand once you follow the history behind each and everything. That everything that's made has mostly, back in the day, especially back in the Egyptian times, they use these type of symbols because they understand to be in alignment with the universe. They understand that the natural order of reproducing and all that, and then they understood how to hone in on that energy so the universe could be pleased with the energy. The reason why we live in such drastic times and in such dire times and gimme, gimme, me, and all of this is because we have taken out a lot of those symbolic meanings, and we don't tie it to any of these universal energies. These, like the female energy, we don't tie it to something meaningful. We just create and just go ahead and don't give it a second thought. And a lot of times that's the reason why a lot of stuff fail, because you don't put your heart, you don't put your oomph into it. They put their heart, they put their oomph into it. They researched something, they believed in something, and then once they believed in it, they gave life to it. And that's what makes something sustain, because you use that energy. You didn't just create something and say, I want money. And then when people do only thing for, when you do something just for money or just for out of survival mechanism, most of the times that deteriorates, and that's just because it's not doing from a heart space. When you do it from a heart space, like when you fall in love and be in love, it's very mindful. You're very mindful of that thing or person you love. You're very mindful of their attributes. You're very mindful of how they energy go about in this universe. You're very mindful of that, and this is why you can say it's evil. Everything is evil. Everything is good. You have to. It's your intention in how you create. It's your intention in how you move about this universe. So a lot of men who womanize women, or was either hurt by a woman, have a feminine mother wounded or something to that nature, that triggered them and brought trauma, and so they victimize the females and take it out on the females because their mind is constantly reproducing that hurt, that pain, because they refuse to deal with it. That's the same thing. When you heal and you continue on your healing journey, your mind is going to continue to want to repair itself. Your subconscious is going to continue to want to repair itself because it likes that. It likes the positive as the positive effects of it. So what you're going to do is start creating with these symbols, with these different things that you put your mind into. Say you're in love with the female body. Like, say I'm an artist and I'm in love with the female body. I'm in love with females. I'm going to create something so beautiful with the female body that nobody else have ever done. And it's going to be like, how did you take something so simple and make it so great? It's the heart. It's the energy you put into something. And they understand that. Whether it's bad or good, they understand that. And we as, I want to say the Christians, so-called Christians, need to elevate their mindsets, need to elevate all these things that we believe in. It needs to be elevated. And the people who just does things out of low vibrational energy from the root chakra energy, and it's like distorted root chakra energy, that's the reason why it's so much in this world that crumbles. That's why so many, like, some people get up, it's just like some people get up and on certain platforms and make a fool out of themselves and do this and do that, and people love that low vibrational energy. Don't get me wrong, they love it. That's just the time we in. They love drama, they love all this and all that. I'm not saying that it's necessarily bad or good, but when you come from all these woundings and you're spreading that in the universe and you're making money off that, most people are going to stay toxic. Most people are going to stay in that low vibrational energy because it brings them some kind of reward. And that's the same thing. If you healing yourself and you're doing constant things to heal yourself and to heal the universe and heal, because when you heal yourself, you're healing the universe because the universe is within you. So they're going to constantly, when you constantly heal yourself, you're going to constantly put out that healing energy for others to heal and for yourself to heal unconsciously and consciously, because that's how we work. We work with the moon, which is our unconscious mind, and we work with the sun, which is our conscious mind. We work with both energies. And when you understand that and you purposely, I don't want to say inflict, because inflict is like pain, like something painful, negative. I want to say when you purposely reevaluate and reassess who you are from the inside, and then you purposely fill yourself with good energy, you purposely are balanced, you purposely stay in alignment with a balanced mindset, that's what creates powerful, very powerful, no matter how negative something is, or how, when you create powerful a powerful root chakra, then you go ahead and build up that sacral chakra. And that's what people didn't understand about me. Why God, oh, she's doing this. I shut up because I knew I didn't fully understand what was going on. I understood even though people were like, you're so knowledgeable, but I still didn't understand to a certain degree, and I let God work through me and work on me, and not me work through myself and my own understanding. That's why I say silence is golden. Especially when you think that you know something, and when you shut up about it and let people, it's almost like art when people grasp their own understanding, and I only answer stuff when it was necessary for me to answer stuff, and that what made me so powerful. I was knowledgeable because I knew when to shut the fuck up, and I knew when to speak, and that, my friend, would take you a long ways. But now that I understand on a certain level of completion where I was in my my last season, now that I'm reevaluating and waiting and understanding, overstanding, and understanding my last season, now I can speak on that season. That's why my silence was golden. I didn't speak about everything because I didn't need nobody's approval. A lot of people who go around talking about stuff and this, they need other people's approval. I don't need it. I sit with spirits. I sit with the Most High God. I sit with the angels. I sit with the ancestors. So I understand a lot because I don't come from my own perspective. I come from their perspective. And they've lived lifetimes and lifetimes. They've been humans before. A lot of them have been humans before. And people don't like to say angels as humans. A lot of angels that are coming and taking human bodies, and they was like, that's not possible. What do you think Jesus was? He was an angel in a human body, but he was so close to God that he was God's son. He had his flesh could hold so much knowledge and so much light that he become the son of God, not just an angel. And then if you go deep into it, you'll understand that Metatron and the Christ is the same energy. If you look at the Christ conscious symbol and you look at the symbol of Metatron, Metatron is a creation symbol, and so is Christ. Christ is not only creational, creational, but he is regenerative with that creation, meaning he can remake and redo everything that he do. So when people were stealing from me energetically, it's not like I didn't mind. I didn't have that knowledge in this realm of what was going on, but in the realm beyond, they knew. And that's how I was guided through all this, not on my own understanding, but on the understanding of my ancestors, of my angels, of people before me and after me understood. And so when you have that, when you can embody that energy and shift your energy in that way, then you can embody all that knowledge. And that's what people didn't understand about me. I move how spirit moves. I don't move how Shaquita want to move. Because if I move how Shaquita want to move, everything would have been tore up in this world. You feel me? Because everything used to piss me off. But when you understand the mindset of people, one thing about on this journey, what I learned, that spirit, the Holy Spirit and the ancestors, the basic thing that you can do is learn people. Learn body language. Learn how people process things. Learn about the mind, the body, and the soul. Learn about all these different things, how people love. How once you learn about humans, then you know how to operate anything in this world. And then you tap into spirit, and then you have spiritual gifts. That all comes together because you're learning on your journey. You're learning how to, when to speak and when not to speak. You're learning how to be basically balanced. And that's what this thing is about, being balanced. That's why God said it's not the race don't belong to the swift or the strong or the one, but to the one that endures to the end. And that's what that means. It's a balance. I could be strong sometimes, I could be weak sometimes. That's why I'm like, they don't know what energy, because it's not meant for you to know. Everybody's journey is everybody's journey is different. We're individualized, but yet we can have blueprints that we go by so that we don't fall into destruction. And if we do, we could check ourselves. That's what the 10 Commandments are, how we should go back to Mott. That's what the commandment. That's what that was. Have thou slept with a kid? That's to check. Have you been influenced by the devil? Have you been influenced by demonic people, demonic energies and entities? That's how you were able to check yourself. No, I didn't sleep with a child. No, I'm not attracted to the child. So when your heart is a light as a feather, and you can flow like, that's how you're able to understand good from evil, bad from right from wrong, and how to differentiate in what season what the snake. It's different seasons that the snake mean different things. It's different seasons that the apple means different things. It's different seasons that atom means different things. It's different seasons that Eve means different things. And when you understand that, that's what makes you unlock your genius. When you understand that you belong in the Christ conscious and that you are part of it, and you have the 13 keys, that's how you are able to understand when to shut up, when to do that. It's about balance. The Christ consciousness is about balance. And the more humble you stay on this journey, the more likely you are to endure to the end, to become the elite, the elect. And not the elite of this world, but the elite of God. The elite of the Most High God. Because you're not led by flesh, because you know how to kill your flesh. I have been abstinence, or however you want to put it, abstinence or celibate. I use both, because I did it for both reasons for almost 3 years now. And that type of discipline is not easy. I can do that because I understand my mission. I understand who I am. I understand how to tap into spirit. I understand how to navigate these spiritual streets, and most of all, I understand human beings. I can look at someone and tell if they're hurting, even if they're smiling. And that's by design, you guys. That's by putting in the work. That's by how trial and error. That's by having family members who have seriously mental illnesses and learning why they did what they did and how to, keep them away but love them from a distance. How to set boundaries so that they can understand that they hurt. And when they hurt, I hurt. So I have to put a distance in between the hurt until they can heal. And that is the whole purpose here. We're not here to be in a sinner's way. I do not stand in nobody's way. Nobody can't say I stand in their way, because I will apologize when I'm wrong. And if Spirit tell me to speak on something, just like my daughter, my first daughter from my first marriage, my very first child, was put in a predicament where she had to choose between her mother and father. I would have never put her in that predicament, but her father family, because they feel like they had the upper hand in the situation, and they did, and they utilized it in a very demonic way, and now they have to answer to God for that. That's on their conscience. I can sleep at night because I know I did everything I could for that child. And people like, you don't take care of a child. It's situations where people are put in where they can't take care of their child. They'll put roadblocks in people's way and do things to people to keep people away from their own children, to draw a wedge and pain just because they feel away. And you know why people do that? Because they have things in their life. When I understand that my ex-husband had a mother and a father wounded in different ways, his mother stayed with a man that gave her HIV and cheated on her. His father was the one that did the cheating and gave the mother HIV, and he saw it firsthand. So I understand my first daughter, what she has to heal. She's the first of me. So she has to heal that. She has to deal with that. That's her cross to carry. That's not my cross to carry. And people get upset when you give them their cross. She chose, she had a decision to decide. She chose what she chose, and I respect that. Just like I chose what I chose, and she has to respect that. I respect her for making a choice. And only people I don't respect is, the family members that did what they did and didn't heal, and they gave my daughter that wounding. But in all, because she's my child, she's able to heal it when she gets older, old enough to, if she wants to, because she has free will to decipher that energy. But she has to come into balance. She has to come into the knowing and spiritual awareness of her powers, of her gifts, and of all of that things, and what she's put here to do. Because I'm guarantee you it's something in her chart that tells her that she was going to have this wounding, that she was going to have to heal this and this and that. I didn't pass that on. That's on her father's side. Just like 2 of my kids don't have my last name. And Spirit told me that was by design, because they have to, those 2 girls have to heal the bloodline of the names they got. They have to heal that. So once you understand that people are born in different energies, and no matter who you the child of or not the child of, it's your spiritual soul. It's your soul mission, what your soul is here to do. Secondly, it's your birth chart. Thirdly, it's your free will. Once you understand that, and you could break it down into get any details in between there. You could get more details, but that's the basis of it. Once you understand that, if somebody's soul mission here is to come here, we all have soul purposes here. Like, we're karmatic purposes and karmatic contracts. But once you get past that and you heal up, if you have any childhood wounds and stuff, then you have to go on your birth chart energy. That means you're in your neutral energy, and then you're in your birth chart energy. Once you go on your birth chart energy and decipher what you're supposed to do from there, then you can understand how to navigate life too. It's so many ways that you could go about it, but it's only one path. And when I say one path, to the end, it's only one path, and it's your path. It's the way you choose. If you don't fulfill what you came here to do on the soul mission, then you gonna have to keep coming back and keep coming back and keep coming back. That's on you, because you have free will. And once people start to understand that and how to get in touch with spirits, and people who are drawn towards demons and low vibrational stuff and doing people wrong, just know that that's who you are on the inside. Like, you are a low vibrational person. That's what you choose. And you are sitting back conjuring with demons. You a demon yourself. You have to understand, like attract like. And if you don't, even if you have wounds, what I learned about, even some people could be put in the same circumstances and have the same mama, same daddy, same experience. But if those two people can have 2 different paths. You get what I'm saying? They can have 2 different paths where they choose One choose to do good and heal and do all the healing work and see people as individuals and like, okay, they did that, that's on them. Woo the woo, I'm gonna heal me and go on with my life so I can have a good life and create good boundaries and healthy relationship for my kids and my kids to come in the future generations. And then you have these people who, well, they did me like this. I'm gonna say like this, bitter forever. Like bitter forever. They won't change shit, and that's okay too. That's their choice. So what I'm trying to say here is that you have to understand what you're here for, because you could get caught up in the matrix, what they call the matrix, um, or the simulation. You could get caught up into clothes, fashion, all of that stuff. Have this just being materialistic. You could get caught up. Some people just get caught up in being spiritual, just doing spiritual stuff. But it's the intention in which you do anything. You get what I'm saying? It's the intention. Your intention could be good or bad. Your intention could be neutral. You could just be wanting to do something to to help you, to build you up. Some people do stuff, pray and intercede on other people's behalf. Everybody's soul's mission is different. And once people start to realize that and start be individual, there's a lot of us that are individual and realizing that. And there's a lot of us that don't give a damn too. It's a lot of people that don't care, that want to be negative. That's how they make their money. They don't want to change. They don't want to do nothing. That's okay too. That's okay too. But just one thing about me, I understand that I'm an individual. I understand my mission. Better yet, I understand people and how to navigate my energy through this 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, all the way to 12D. I understand how to utilize my energy in a very high vibrational way. And that's why I'm able to navigate anything that comes my way. And people are like, how she do that? She must know something. I know Jesus. I know God. I know the Most High God. I know I know the angels. I know the ancestors. I know them. That's how. They gonna always they for me. They gonna always be like, psst, hey, psst, psst, you need to do this. And basically that's what your intuition is. It's like when you in the street and somebody try to snake you and you be like, your intuition be like, psst, 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 hey, this person ain't right. That's just how it go. It's the hookup. It's what you call the hookup. It's the same thing. That's how I look at it. It's the same thing. And how deep you go into spirituality, how deep you go into healing yourself, how deep you go into knowing yourself is how how powerful you'll be able to move within this 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D, 8D, 9D, 10D, 11D, 12D realm. And once you understand that, it's so much complexity and simplicity that goes with it. A lot of people ain't mentally strong to go through some of the stuff I went through as well. So and that has a lot to do with it too. To be mentally strong and to navigate this system, this spiritual realm and this physical realm, baby, that's something too. Some people have to build themselves up. Some people have to build themselves up mentally to even begin to fathom the spiritual realm or what other people are thinking. Some people don't know how to separate that. They're only empathic right now because they don't have the capacity to be anything else. Like I didn't have the capacity to understand that people really hurt children in a very ilky way, and I didn't have the capacity because I couldn't do it. So I had to learn to get outside of myself to learn what other people are very capable of, who's the opposite of me. And it don't mean you have to participate in that behavior, but you have to understand that behavior. You have to understand why they do what they do, who. And once you get that down pat, that's one thing that I will say on this journey, that a lot of people, that's what keep you stuck, because you're not mentally strong. That's what keep you in harm's way. That's what keep you in loops. That's what keep you with that man that will beat the hell out of you. That's what keep you with people that will pimp you out. That's what keep you with going to holes and strip clubs and looking for the answer. Because you're not mentally strong. You always need an escape. And instead of using your mind as an escape, going to the spiritual world, going within yourself, you use other people, things to distract you. And that's one of the worst things that you could be on this earth, is mentally stuck in one of those, besides being a pedophile and mess up and all of that, ilky stuff. The most dangerous thing you could be in life is stuck, mentally stuck in a repeating cycle and think it's okay. Think you're doing something. because you're making a little money, because you're getting by. That's what most people get stuck. Well, I'm getting by. I'm doing this. No. That's what keep you stuck, and it's a trick of the enemy. The enemy have a lot of ways that he trick us. And a lot of people get tricked into this lesbians, and I'm not against it. I just know the truth. I'm a heterosexual woman. So being in those lesbians and being bisexual, laying with another man, the devil know what he was doing when he infiltrated your life. And if you tap into the spiritual realm and understand, that's what he did to you and how it was done, whether it was through a person, place, or just a mindset when you was a child, or just something came over you through spirituals. You know, a lot of these presidents that get up there and do spiritual warfare and stuff because they're Freemasons and stuff like that on you, and you'll just be under somebody's curse or spell or illusion to be bisexual, to be gay, to be trans. And once you understand the trickery of the enemy, then you'll be like, dang, it'll be easier to pick out. And then it's like, y'all act like I gatekeep. I don't gatekeep. I tell you everything that I do, and I give you recipes. I give you the sauce. And a lot of y'all be like, she's still, it don't come overnight. This didn't come overnight. It took time. It took energy. It took resources. It took sleepless nights. It took a lot out of me. It took me being homeless. It took a lot for me to get where I am. And people like, oh, she did this, she evil. No, I suffered. I was long suffering. No, I was long suffering. That's what creates longevity. To be long suffering, to be able to weather the storm. A lot of y'all are weak as hell, and that you would never come close to what I am or what people like me can do, because you're weak as hell and you refuse to do the work. That's just the honest to God truth. You're a weak ass person. I'm out. Peace.